She got 210 top marks in the writing part of her C1 exam. She told her husband that she wasn't going to take her exam because she didn't feel ready. And she also went on a 22-hour journey. She drove to another country to take her exam and hadn't slept for 24 hours before her exam, but nonetheless, she passed with top marks. I wanted to share this short interview that I had with Yuliya. Maybe you're feeling a bit worried about your exam and you're thinking of doing the same. You're thinking of not taking it or you're doubting your abilities. Just remember, almost everyone is in the same boat, but maybe this story serves as inspiration to you so you know that you can see the light at the end of the tunnel and you can make it using these tips about her exam preparation journey that she's going to share with you. Also, the best part of her story is at the end, so make sure you keep watching.
I remember one day I came up to my husband and said that I'm not going to go to the exam.
What?
The writing part of the exam was the most challenging and intimidating for me. I was desperate because my exam was coming closer and I still was, where I was, nowhere. So I looked through a lot of examples of pieces of writing. I analyzed them, but it didn't help me because I didn't have any picture in my head how to start writing. And every time I wanted to practice writing, I sat down on the chair and I didn't know what to do. So I needed a clear guide, a technique, how to approach writing. Because, for example, as for the essay, I know this is not a creative piece of writing. You need to know the system, the technique. And I looked for somebody who would help me with this technique. I was not confident whether I was going to pass the writing part at all. And I remember one day I came up to my husband and said that I'm not going to go to the exam.
What?
Yeah. So what I did, I divided all my time into two parts, and I practiced essay writing and I practiced thoroughly 2-3 genres of the second part. So it helped me to concentrate on these pieces of writing. Well, first of all, now I feel more confident with writing, and the main benefit for me, being a teacher myself, is that I feel more confident and more motivated to teach writing myself.
Okay.
I mean, my kids, teenagers, because before that, I kind of scared. I sometimes even, avoided writing, or I didn't know how to prepare for writing classes, and sometimes I neglected writing. But now, being confident myself with writing, I know how to teach it at different levels, and that it's not so hard as it seems at the first sight.
And you got 210. You got top marks in the writing part, right?
Well, that came as a surprise for me. Like, I didn't, well, I knew I did good at writing. Seriously, when I left the exam, I was sure I had done really well, but I didn't expect such a result. And now, when I'm analyzing what I was doing during the exam, probably, yeah, that's true. I used all your tips, all your techniques. I used all the. I'm sure I scored maximum in organization, in language and grammar, because I used as many items of advanced vocabulary and advanced grammar as I could. So probably, yeah. Now look, I have your guide here. All marks and like this. So, well, I don't know. I think I was lucky with the topics because they were not really difficult, I must admit, because the first one was about a 4-day working week,
Okay.
how it can benefit people's lives. Well, it's related to us, to person, even though it's an essay topic, it's quite related to real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the second piece of writing was a review of prominent building in your city. Also, you know, quite an easy one to describe. So that was, I think, what helped me. The good luck, great topics.
We can't discard the fact that you clearly were prepared. I'm glad that I could help you in some way, but you have to take a lot of credit as well for the great mark that you got. So that's really good. And when you mentioned, for example, feeling nervous about writing before, I think that happens to all of us in certain areas because sometimes we just don't have the blueprint or the plan, but it's there. And once everything is just clarified, it makes things so much easier, right? Like I started going to the gym, for example, like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I would get there and I would think, what am I doing? Which machine should I use? Like what even is a barbell? But then I paid a nutritionist, you know, to give me like a diet plan and to give me an exercise plan. And now everything is just crystal clear. I know why I'm eating what I'm eating. I know what machines I should be using because somebody else who has more knowledge than me helped me clear it up. And I think it makes us a lot more confident about taking future steps. So I'm really happy that I had a positive impact, I guess. That's
May I say something? Yeah, this is exactly what you give to students and to me as well. When I was sitting at the exam, I knew exactly what parts I should include, how many sentences I should write in each part, what should be in each sentence, how I should connect the sentences. Like almost no creativity. I just followed the structure and that's it. Because in a stressful situation at the exam, you know, you can hardly think. So you need to have this solid knowledge of what to do at the exam. And this is what your guide gave me.
That's good. But did you have any doubts before? Like when you saw that I had a guide, did you think, maybe this is not for me, maybe it's not going to be good?
Well, to be honest, the only doubt I had is that it's a written guide, that there are no videos, because, well, for me, there are different people who perceive information in different ways. For example, me, the best way for me is watching and listening to somebody. So I doubt it because there's no video. There are no videos, yeah, just a written guide. But after I worked through the guide and now I see that there was no need for videos. Like there's enough information. And by the way, what is really precious in your guide, for me, for example, is your own examples. Because in all guides, books, in different books for preparation for exams, the authors give examples of real students, but they all are like 4-band, 3-band, something like that. But you know, as a student, you really want to read an ideal essay to see what it is. And you gave these essays, your essays, oh my God, they're fantastic. So that's what I liked really in your guide, your own essays.
Well, thank you, Julia. I don't think anyone has said, I love essays. I love reading essays.
No, not only essays. I mean, your reviews, you have examples at each genre, right? So all of them just ideal, I think.
And I guess the last question is, what would you say to somebody who's on the fence or who is having doubts about working with me in preparation for their exam?
Well, there should be no doubt. You know what? I was not sure if I had passed the exam seriously because it's a long story. Due to different political, you know, issues, I took the exam in a different country, not at home.
Okay.
And at 21 or 22-hour journey preceded my exam. I was exhausted before the exam. I didn't sleep for 24 hours. And, you know, I was not sure I was able to take the exam. And I was planning ahead. And I was thinking, if I hadn't passed it, I would contact you and take some classes with you.
But you did. That's amazing.
No, yeah, but fortunately, I got my results and now.
you faced a lot then before taking your exam. You clearly had a lot of discipline and desire to go out and get it, which is really cool. And now you're a holder of a C1 exam, so that's definitely something to be proud of, right? An advanced English certificate.
Yeah, but there is still a lot, to learn, and I'm not going to stop working on the language because you can never stop. Sky is our limit,
That's
especially in
true.
learning the language.